Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today Santa Claus dropped off a belated Christmas present and we lucked out to witness a game between the number 2 and number 3 best 1v1 deathmatch players in the game at the moment. I am of course talking about Solara playing as the yellow Lithuanians and HazZy playing as the green Slavs. Now, because this is deathmatch, each player is starting, if you take a look at the top of your screen, 20,000 wood, 20,000 food, 10,000 gold, and 5,000 stone in post-imperial with all technologies and upgrades already researched. The field of battle today is called Marketplace, and it's called that because there are 4 neutral markets in each corner of the map, with a middle-sized, I would say, clump of wood and lumber and forest separating the two players. Now, while the players construct their initial military structures, let's take a very quick look at the civilizations we'll be watching today. I say quick because this is deathmatch and things are likely to get very crazy very fast. Now, the Lithuanians are a cavalry-based civilization with bonuses for 3 of their 4 military branches. Their spearman line move 10% faster and have extra pierce armor. Their skirmishers also move 10% faster and also have extra pierce armor. And every relic they collect gives a +1 attack to their paladins and their unique unit, the lady. Now, this is an incredibly powerful bonus because the ladies are a cavalry that hits very, very hard because it ignores all enemy unit armor. Now, opposing the Lithuanians, we have the Slavs, a civilization with bonuses affecting 2 of their 4 military branches. Their siege units are 15% cheaper, which is amazing for them because they have access to all the heavy hitters in the siege line, with the one sole exception of the bombard cannons. And their infantry units, like these halberdiers, do deal trample damage. I believe it's 5 damage for every unit within a 5 or not 5, a half tile radius. Their unique unit, which I hope we'll get to see as I see a few castles going down, is the Boyar, one of the tankiest cavalry units in the game with a ridiculously high amount of melee and pierce armor and a huge attack. Now, it is very important for the Lithuanian player to gather as many relics. As I said, every relic gives their paladins, give their lady a attack +1 attack bonus all the way up to 5. Up to 4, so you don't need to collect all 5. You can just collect 4 out of the 5. For now, our Lithuanian sitting at 2 relics to 1. And let's just enjoy the game. As I said, things get very hectic very fast. A monk very quickly huffing his way back to base. And for now, our green Slav as is within 6 minutes of the game starting at 120 population. 15 monks, 31 boyars, 16 cavaliers, going up to 170 something, 180 something halberdiers. No doubt he expects Solara to go heavy on the cavalry, and Solara is not disappointing. 15 cavalry archers, 43 ladies or 44, and 13 paladins just to start the game. So even though military advantage goes heavily to our Slav player, the vast majority of those units, 111, are halberdiers, and our Lithuanian player is building heavy cavalry archers. And here we go, our boyars are out. My god, look at them. You can tell they're tanky just by looking at them with their giant axes. And HazZy is approaching the western portion of the map with a sizable chunk of halberdiers and a few boyars. But Solara susses it out, sends 2 paladins to scout to see if something is up, catches a monk who is healing this one hero halberdier. Oh god, horrible self shot here. Friendly fire by HazZy takes down 4 or 5 of his own boyars. Not the biggest of deal with this many resources, but in come the ladies. He's going up to 67 ladies. Forward siege workshop. Let's take a look at what our opponents have built. I mean, look, it's 9 minutes into the game. This is the insanity of deathmatch. This is how I grew up with Age of Empires. Oh god, look at this beautiful yellow wave of ladies. They move so fast. 1.54 when fully upgraded. But our halberdiers are pushing in through the northeast. And what will these ladies do? Oh no, they're going face first into a number of siege onagers. That's right. These are not basic mangonels or onagers. God, they demolished those so fast. I love deathmatch. Okay. I think with the cavalry archer support here, the ladies are not going to take too much damage from these halberdiers, even though they do deal trample damage. Now, keep in mind, our Slavic player does have the benefit of detonets. Okay, got those two monks before they converted. As I was saying, our Slavic player does have the benefit of detonets, which replaces 650 stone cost for the castles with, I think it's about 250 wood, 400 stone. That being said, he is sitting at 4 castles to the 5 of our Lithuanian player, but look at the stone count. Only 900 left for our Lithuanian, 2,600 left for our Slav. Both players are now slowly starting to trade with these neutral marketplaces. I'm not too sure why this one particular market has a one tile gap here. They all kind of seem to be pressed up against the corner. Neither player, okay, I was going to say starting to take wood, but we have 8 lumberjacks for green and only 3 for our yellow Lithuanian. Now, this is the part of the game where after an initial huge burst of energy and excitement and nerves and just trying to kill your opponent ASAP with the most powerful units you can, the players are now starting to build their villager counts, build their town centers. Our Lithuanians building 8 town centers, 9 now. HazZy sitting at 10, going up to 80 villagers to the 140 something of our Lithuanian player. And in come the ladies again to the left here with the cavalry archer support, but not enough melee units here. The cavalry archers have to flee to the safety of this castle. And on the right side, all aggression has stopped. Bombard cannons coming out for our Lithuanian, only 2. As I mentioned, they're so beautiful. These siege onagers, they're so pretty with their steel reinforced wheels and frames. Unfortunately for HazZy, no bombard cannons, so if he wants to demolish structures from a distance, he's either going to have to mass these siege onagers, or he's going to have to bring in trebuchets, of which he has 6. Apologies, I don't know why when I clicked trebuchets it went to the wood. Maybe this is, you know, where the trebuchets are coming from, the pre-birth of a treb. There's 3 of them here. Let's just watch the carnage unfold. We've got cavalry archers supporting ladies just shredding through these boyars. As I mentioned, I mean, any other unit, the boyar would just destroy, demolish, and stand strong. Look at their armor. 11 melee, 7 pierce, but the ladies don't care about your 11 melee armor. They're going to attack on a 21. And every time they deal damage, they're going to deal it at 21. They don't care that you have 11 damage and you deal 18 damage to their 5 armor. Or sorry, not 11. I'm saying my math is completely wrong. 18 to their 5 armor, which means every swipe of this horrendously large battle axe takes off 13 HP from the ladies, but every attack of this lance takes off 21 HP of the boyar, and I believe they're sitting on the exact same amount of HP. I'm not going to look at attack speed right now. I'm going to assume they're somewhat similar. Okay, throwing away a few units here is our green Slav, but he is focusing on the southern portion of his base, which is now under attack. Cavalry archers coming in. They want to get that trade. But we'll see if at the end of the day, our green Slav... Oh god, he's losing a lot of these... He's losing a lot of these trade carts, and he's sending his own force, but these are not range, these are melee. So if they want to attack trade carts, they're going to have to actually catch them. And how fast do they move? 1.43 to the 1.5 of the trade carts. So aside from a few first initial lucky swipes, these boyars are never going to catch up to the trade carts. Wisely plops down the castle to protect his trade route. Does our green Slavic player, who loses or will lose now another siege onager. And his siege onager count has been knocked down to 4. His military count is now 19 after losing 421 units to the 342 that he's killed. So now both players taking a bit of a breather. Yellow sending small squads to be annoying of ladies down here, trying to postpone the production of this construction of this castle. Man, the halberdiers are good against the ladies, but they're not as good as they are against any other cavalry unit, just because, again, every time the lady swipes this lance, jabs and pokes with it, it's 21 HP taken down, and in they come. Now they're going to raid. They are faster than the trade carts at 1.54 speed, so these ladies can actually catch these trade carts. Green has to plop down a lot more castles than the 5 that he has right now, and he's got to plop them strategically. I mean, I like this one, although it's a little bit far from the trade route. And by the way, in case you didn't see, a warning, a caution, a sign from Vlad the Impaler himself. Anyone who tries to screw around with trade on this map is going to meet this gruesome, gruesome fate. And here we go. Chaos everywhere. Trade routes are being attacked. Okay, green is patrolling with a small clump of halberdiers, but in comes yellow with his bombard cannons. And what does green have to respond? Bupkis. He's got nothing. At the same time, my god, as he's streaming in these heavy cavalry archer units. I mean, the trade, yellow's trade, Solara's trade has been completely untouched. I'm gonna love to see at the end of this game the statistics of how much trade gold was generated. But he is just losing every single trade card. At the same time, his ladies are pulling HazZy's army south, so he cannot focus on these cavalry archers just yet, unless he wants to split up his forces, which is exactly what he's doing. But 6 halbs and a half-dead boyar are going to do very little to stop these cavalry archers. I don't know why they're even retreating. They don't really have to. Lady's continuing to be a pain in the ass here. And green has just stopped applying all pressure. He is playing completely defensive, which is giving yellow full control of the map. It's got to defend these 2 bombard cannons, though, once this boyar catches them. My god, look at that amazing animation, that big axe, that battle axe. And the bombards go down. Thus ends the bombard cannon pressure for Solara, but he still does have 1 treb somewhere. Here it is, and 2 more in production, although this treb is not going to survive very long. And in come more ladies, more heavy cavalry. I love this combination by Solara. I mean, what can you do against this? The ladies tank, and my god, can they tank. Remember, they're still at 150 HP, 5 melee armor. And if you're sending just halberdiers to attack them, good luck with that. Okay, boyars could have stuck around a little bit longer, I think. They still do have very high pierce armor at 7. But why stick around when you can escape to a castle, hope your opponent isn't looking at the moment and isn't microing these particular units, and immediately loses 3 heavy cavalry archers, which are now, what are they doing? What a pain in the ass. He finds the one nook, the one error in the spawning of this marketplace, and takes full advantage of it. But ultimately does pay the price with these halberdiers and boyars. But does it even matter? Oh my god. 27 heavy cavalry archers now made their way, but a wisely placed castle here, perfectly placed by HazZy. And Solara is undertaking the Great Wall of Lithuania here, walling off the entire western portion of the map. Does he expect an attack? Does he just want to focus on the east? Let's see how the game plays out. I sometimes wish I could read the minds of the players. Other times I wish I couldn't, so I can analyze and predict and often get wrong on my own with no one's help. Okay, boyars and halberdiers for now are good enough to shoo away these heavy cavalry archers. Military counts have been demolished for both players, both sitting at about 60 to 70. Villager advantage here in favor of Solara. Both players supply capped. Both have a shit ton of units in production. Take a look at the top left of your screen. When's the last time you saw 90 elite ladies in production for any player at a 200 population game? But he's got to be careful. These cavalry archers are going to melt like butter against these heavy siege onagers. My god. He's got to be careful, though. You can't keep throwing them away. You are sitting at 2,000 gold, but your wood count is shite. Solara, on the other hand, 5,600 wood, 5,000 food. He is very much ahead in the trash resources, but HazZy is very much ahead in the more scarce resources. More gold, more stone, a lot of both. But can he keep throwing away these siege onagers, these boyars? Okay. With the Scorpion, heavy Scorpion support, Solara has to disengage here. I mean, these boyars are very badly damaged. They are at half HP, but does he care? He's got a huge amount of halbs to support. And just ladies streaming across the map. You love to see it. And now green is pushed too far, engaged too deep into Solara's territory, and has to turn around. Otherwise, he's coming under attack from 23 more heavy cavalry archers. And how many ladies do we have here? 23 ladies. Army counts identical at 61, 62. Yeah, what a fantastic game so far. I mean, so many little tactical hit and runs, little engages. Solara just, he's got a bee in his bonnet to get rid of these markets and to attack this trade. And as he should, once this gold is gone, HazZy's situation becomes very, very precarious, since he can only build trash units, and trash units against heavy cavalry archers and ladies is not a equation that ever works out. And he's back into the nook again. More trade cards dying, but here we go. A shit ton of halberdiers coming forward. Yeah, the ladies are great, but they're not invincible. And the boyars take that fight handily with the halberdier support. And again, Solara has wedged himself annoyingly into this corner, telling his Slavic friend, deal as much adjacent trample damage as you want. If you're only attacking me 1 or 2 halbs at a time, doesn't really matter. And now he's raiding the wood line. This might prove to be the GG moment here for green. I mean, I hope not, but he's got 0 wood in the bank. He's literally got 4 pieces of lumber. And now is okay, lumberjack's going back. He's very confident that he can take this engage, and he does take the engage. He has not harassed Solara at all, HazZy. I wish we would have seen a bit more harassment from him, right? I mean, if you're leaving an opponent who's the number 2 best, even though you're number 3, if you're leaving the number 2 best player in the world without harassing, you best believe he's going to harass the shit out of you. Another siege onager goes down, having not fired at all. Okay, this siege onager, for some reason, making a long way around. He could have cleared this and attacked the trebs. Dies. And chaos erupting everywhere. Trade back up in earnest for both players here. 39 trade cards for HazZy, 38 for our Lithuanian yellow player. And what the hell is this? He snuck in. He demolished the wood lines here. I apologize, I didn't see. Maybe I'll put a picture in picture, and we'll see how he managed to do this. But a quick wall off back for yellow. Not too much damage done here by HazZy, who is now killing just as many of his own units with these siege onagers as Solara's units. And now we've got ourselves a good old-fashioned halb war. Throw in a few cavalry units, one with a adorable lance, one with a huge battle axe. Army count very much in favor of our yellow Lithuanian, who now has 104 ladies in production. You know, if anyone ever asks you why deathmatch is so much fun to cast or watch or even play, believe me, the play is even more fun. Although it is stressful to have to deal with 7 things at once like this from the very beginning of the game. There's no, you know, there's no courtship. There's no whining and dining in the beginning like a standard random map where you build your base and you explore with your sheep and your turkeys and you go up to feudal. No, from minute 3, 4, 5, you are in it. And so is your opponent, with one goal and one goal only: to bash each other's brains out with these units, which are, by the way, like I said in the beginning, you start post-Imperial, all upgrades. I think almost all, depending on which civ you get. I think there's a few upgrades you still have to research depending on which civ you get. But for these two, I think they were already all researched. Oh, finally the siege onager comes in, but there is no grace period. You know, you don't buy each other dinner first. You just go straight in and just start attacking, and it is an incredibly fun thing to watch and to play. Highly recommend it. I mean, just look at the screen. I don't really have to talk that much. There's just action everywhere. And what do we have here? Okay, a siege workshop slowly being worked at by HazZy. Military count fairly identical. A bit of an advantage to our yellow Lithuanian. Villager count, though, also pretty much identical. 132 to 118, 116. Villagers are dying somewhere, and this is why the ladies have managed to get into the woodline again. Oh god, 20-something villagers killed by this clump of ladies. I'm going to highlight them. See, 22 villagers were killed by this clump. That is 22 lumberjacks that HazZy desperately needs. And again, I fear a GG coming because he's got one lumberjack. Oh, the ladies take this handily. My god, what a powerful unit. But it doesn't matter. He's back and trying to attack the woodline again. No wood is deadly right now for our green slab. I mean, the boyar doesn't cost any wood, right? It's 50 food, 80 gold. But his gold count has also gone down. Trade cards still 40 to 44, so pretty much similar trade cards. And we'll take a look in a second how much trade they're actually getting. Yeah, Solara very wisely okay, I was going to say Solara very wisely knows that this is the Achilles heel right now of his opponent, just because, again, like I said, there's one clump of wood, one clump of trees, one forest on this map. And at this stage of the game, 43 minutes in, if you have no lumberjacks, you are completely out of luck. You are SOL shit out of luck. And let's see how much gold. 62 gold. So it should be the same for him, right? 63. Okay, so by virtue of this market being one tile inland from the corner of the map, I guess these trade carts are taking 62 gold instead of the 63 of the Lithuanian, which is like edge to edge. So small, strange little disadvantage here for HazZy. Not really game changing, I don't think. You got 40 carts, so every rotation of the carts you get 40 less gold, which is not the end of the world. Let's take a look at the stats here. 654 halbs against 509 ladies. Good APM for both. 144, 139. Kill count at the end of the day, my god. Our yellow Lithuanian has killed 1,148 Slavic units and civilians. Our green Slav has killed 905, but only 38 Lithuanian villagers. So when it comes to raiding here, Solara just outdid his opponent. And like I said, he knew this was the weak point at this stage of the game. No lumber means no farms. No farms means no food. No food means basically you've got nothing, because now you have no lumber, no food, and you can't really produce units for gold and stone. We've got a fortified wall being built here, okay, for some reason. But my god, first of all, what a cool map. Look at, I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is just crazy, this Vlad the Impaler style. Although it's a little unrealistic with a skeleton right underneath. I mean, this spike seems to be built on top of the skeleton. I don't know, maybe they were family friends, I don't know. Overall, though, geez Louise, was this a prime example of why deathmatch is so much fun to watch. Yellow very wisely decided to wall this part off. Not too sure about this stable here. Not a lot of HP. Very easy to destroy, especially for an opponent that has siege onagers. But neither here nor there. He knew the theater of war had shifted east, and he still has 87 ladies in production, still supply capped at 200, still has 25 halberdiers. What does our green Slavic player have? 9 halbs 9 boyars, and enough resources to build a handful more units, after which he would be completely broke, even though he still can afford a few more castles in terms of stone, but not in terms of wood. So remember, 250 wood instead of 250 stone, so he can't even build another castle right now. And overall, just what a fun game. Let's take a look at the insanity that is the bases in Deathmatch, because the bases do look different, because the build orders are different. You know, right off the bat, you surround your town center as quickly as possible. Very smart, as I said, of our Lithuanian player to go monasteries, immediately collects 3 relics. So each one of these ladies, even though, take a look at the top left, he's upgraded them to a +2 attack. They're at a +5 attack. So that extra 3 comes because he's got these relics in the monastery, and that makes up for the fact that Lithuanians don't get Blast Furnace, the last attack upgrade for their melee units. Although, yeah, they don't really need them. Unfortunate. I suspected. I suspected from the beginning that the boyar wouldn't really stand up to the elite lady, or the elite boyar to the elite lady, just because, again, each one of these for now attacks on a 21, and yeah, it just 8 swipes of that spear, that lance, whatever this is, and that boyar is dead. Not to mention you've got halbs in the mix, although the stronger halbs, I think, do go to our Slavic player, just by virtue of, number 1, he has the last attack upgrade for them. He's got Blast Furnace, and number 2, they do deal trample damage. So the stronger halbs here were in favor of our Slav, but at the end of the day, these ladies, in conjunction with the cavalry archers, which he's done, okay, so no more cavalry archers, even though he's got enough wood and gold to build a bunch more, and the trade to keep going. Even though he could, he chose to just go full balls to the wall ladies, and earlier on in the game was just amazing to watch that combo of the ladies and the heavy cavalry archer. But wow, an incredible bloodbath. Over 2,000 units killed in the span of 43 minutes. In an RM game, at the 43-minute mark, we'd probably be sitting at 200 kills. In most games, maybe 200 to 400, depending on how crazy aggressive the players get in feudal and castle. But in this one, over 2,000 dead military and civilians on this map. Solara gets the hard-earned W, and GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.